Hi, Justin here with Direct Colors. Just wanted to take a second to visit with you about acid staining and sealing in the summertime. You know, it's quickly approaching, and as temperatures are going to elevate, it's going to change the dynamics of your acid staining process and your sealing process just a little bit. And what we're talking about here is the elevated temp of your concrete. Assuming you've gone through all the prep work and you've got that surface ready to begin applying stain, what you're going to want to do is check the surface temperature of your concrete. If you're above 80 degrees on a surface temp, you probably need to hold off on acid staining, or at the very least you need to dampen it and cool it down with water before you get started. Now once you've cooled it down with water, you can start applying your stain. You don't want to apply it while the surface is wet, maybe while it's damp. Go ahead and coat it with the acid stain as you normally would and allow it to stay active. Now that activation time could be as many as 8-10 hours. If you started in the morning, your concrete is going to begin getting hotter as the day goes on. So if you feel like that's a risk, you might want to start in the afternoon, wet that concrete, and that way as your activation is working, your concrete is not heating up, it's cooling down, and it's working to your favor. But as acid stain dries on your concrete, what happens is the reactivity starts to lessen a little bit. You get better reactivity while it remains damp on the surface. Concrete temp is critical. Also your wind. You don't want too much wind blowing around because that's going to cause some of the stain to evaporate a little bit. And that could also lessen your return on your stain. Not to mention difficult to control the overspray. Speaking of overspray, make sure you have blocked off your home with some sort of plastic taped up to protect it from anything like that. So once your stain has been down, you've got the color developed that you're looking for, then it's time to go ahead and neutralize, clean it really well, of course. It's probably going to move you into a second day. On the second day, you're going to make sure everything is nice and dry. Run your hand across there, make sure you're not pulling color onto your skin. If it's dry, you're not getting residue on your skin, then you're ready to look at sealing. Sealing, you're going to have some of the same considerations when it comes to concrete temperature as you did with acid staining. You need to make sure that the temperatures are below 80. There are some risks in applying sealer to hot concrete, one being that it could be so hot that it'll cause the sealer to bubble a little bit. Certainly another being that it's so hot that it wicks the moisture out. There again, moisture wicks out and you get streaks whenever you're it could happen when you're spraying or when you're rolling at that point in high temperatures. So there again, make sure your concrete temperatures, which are different than your ambience, make sure the concrete temperatures are below 80 degrees. A couple of different application methods. You could spray it on and then back roll it, or you could just spray it on until you have an even wet look and allow it to set up, and then come back and put your second coat on in 4 to 6 hours. So it's important to talk about that because it does change the dynamics just a little bit, nothing major, but control your concrete temperatures, make sure your ambients are not going to elevate that temperature in your process. If it is, take consideration of moving your project to the afternoon, to where the evening things are cooling down. It'll go a lot better for you. You'll wind up with a much more successful project in the end, and you should come out with a beautiful acid stain job. So thanks for your time. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll look forward to hearing from you.